May 19th, 2017. There is a very noticeable effect if and when I spend time constantly bringing my awareness back to my God. My sins and thoughts are still quite repulsive to the holy law, but I can tell a very huge difference in the way I think, or am starting to think, and things God is revealing and teaching me in all this. 5 months in isolation, and yet I'm dancing around my room because it just keeps dawning on me more and more. God really is real, and He really loves me. May 20th, 2017. I'm reading a Christian fiction book called Deception by Randy Alcorn. And there's been plenty that I've read in here, and also other books I've read that had struck a chord somewhere, and I'd wished I'd jotted it down. Heck, many have I read scripture in my mind's gone into convo with God, or just into meditation and questions and wondering and thoughts about what I've read. There's so much. Oh, there's so much more I wish I'd be able to write down all the time, or better yet, have a memory for my mind that I could pull out, plug in, and remember. Yet, then again, in doing so, I'd lose the beauty of going back over things and seeing new meanings or understandings as I go and grow. Okay, so before I close today, really like this, and I read it in this book. Son, never waste your suffering. God has a purpose for it. May 21st. So, reading a Bible study and I read this. The event of the good news is intensely personal. That event was the worst and the best experience of Jesus' life. At first, one's thoughts are, how can your worst be your best? But yes, I understand it was through great, uncomparable suffering that would alter the heavens and the worlds. Then I also think about how I've been back in prison this time and have been in isolation, aka the hole, for a little bit is almost up to half a year. And seeming like the worst experience of my life, it also the best because of time and closeness and all I've learned. And all I've learned, hard to read my writing. And all I've learned more and drawn closer to God in ways I'd forgotten and some never experienced because I was too busy running around chasing vanities. But oh, how my experience is nothing close. Nothing as magnificent as what Jesus, my Lord and God, endured, and how his suffering was not for his own best interests as mine is, but rather for all of mankind. What type of God considers his best moment as one that, well, was never even for him? Yes, they say, and most assuredly, it is glorious and for his glory. But I don't think he did it for his glory. Maybe he did. But he did it for us. For any of us that want a chance to one day experience, and even somewhat now, his world, his ways, and his love. This world is cursed. That's just the way it is. And yes, our God is a loving God. Yet I've never read that he didn't also get angry, jealous, or justice. We question and focus in so much on seeing and hearing about babies and what we deem as good and innocent people dying. Yeah, that's what we see and hear, but we don't know what God is doing beyond that. Maybe He's sparing them this evil world. Maybe He's recruiting angels, assistants. I don't know. But He's God and I am man. I trust Him. I put right here this also apparently I've cut out little things I think from like dailies or devotionals. And this one's titled Seeing God. Character artists set up their easels in public places and draw pictures of people who are willing to pay a modest price for a humorous image of themselves. Their drawings amuse us because they exaggerate one or more of our physical features in a way that is recognizable but funny. Characters of God, on the other hand, are not funny. Exaggerating one of His attributes presents a distorted view that people easily dismiss. Like a character, a distorted view of God is not taken seriously. Those who see God portrayed only as an angry, demanding judge are easily lured away by someone who emphasizes mercy. Those who see God as a kind-hearted grandfather will reject that image when they need justice. Those who see God as an intellectual idea rather than a living, loving being eventually find other ideas more appealing. Those who see God as a best friend often leave Him behind when they find human friends who are more to their liking. God declares Himself to be merciful and gracious, but also just in punishing the guilty. As we put our faith into action, we need to avoid portraying God as only having our favorite attributes. We must worship all of God, not just what we like. Numbers 14:8. The Lord is slow to anger, abounding in love, and forgiving sin and rebellion. Yet, He does not leave the guilty unpunished. All right.